I sat down in the shade of a tree on the great lawn in Central Park. I had chosen a northeast corner so I could see my favorite view of the city. A green layer of grass, a yellow stripe of baseball-filled sand, and green again, all the shades of green in various shapes that the trees of Central Park could offer. And in the background, there was a city, the wild geometry of Midtown.
Listening carefully to her story, I gradually realized that F was shot. A real bullet near a subway station, and I was shocked by the complex, not easy to understand everyday American culture. Even now, a few months later, I remain shocked by shock. Thank you.
The subways of this city have overwhelmed a lot of people. She was just being angry. She didn't do anything else. We all sometimes lose our temper. I always try to understand weak people. My spirit reminded me that I shouldn't have cursed her back. I should have burst out. God bless you.
Sonia Sotomayor is a role model I admire. She is a humble woman, devoted to her important work. I couldn't believe that she accepted my invitation to come to our class. She gave us a lot of courage to reach our goals through her quote, "People who live in difficult circumstances need to know that happy endings are possible." Thank you so much. Thank you.
As I was going up the stairs to exit the subway, I saw a woman on the sidewalk carrying many shopping bags and walking two dogs. Suddenly, one of her bags ripped and a dozen oranges fell out, rolling across the sidewalk. I thought, poor woman, nobody is helping her. So I hurried out to help her. I picked up all the oranges I could, and just as I was about to give them to her, I realized who the lady was. It was Susan Sarandon, the famous actress. I couldn't believe it.
The old violinist keeps playing and smiles with them, excusing the couple for not thanking him. He plays with the joy of knowing he is happy in what he does. That is New York City, I say to my son. A city that gives everything to everybody and asks you to awaken your five senses and to be aware. A city where a melody played anywhere can have a message for you if you just stop a moment to hear it.
The shadow disappeared behind the sunset. One by one, the faces of loved ones flashed through my mind. My heart was cold. My eyes were getting warm. Thank you.
I have lived in New York City for 4 years, and during that time, I have not eaten brown sugar candy from my mother on New Year's mornings. Still, although I'm not at my mother's side, whenever I see the brown sugar candy in a Chinese supermarket, the scene with my mother preparing small pieces for her family appears in my mind. A small piece of brown sugar candy is not really that small. It carries the mother's best wishes.
I am for an Asian country where our women wear a beautiful tracksuit, color like a rainbow. I am from an Asian country where our people use chopsticks like me. I am for an Asian country where there are a lot of people, but none of my family are there right now. They all came to America.
Retributive Justice, retributive justice, retributive justice. The untold truth, the hidden war, the hidden lie, the protected brotherhood in blue, that breaks and abuses the rights of communities in impoverished neighborhoods. The new threat. Read all about it, read all about it, read all about it. But this isn't news to us.
I bet you didn't know your so-called free land keep innocent men in prison. No such thing. Every prisoner has to be proven guilty before they get caged, and it don't take a genius to know that one. Well, if I tell you according to The Guardian, at least 4% of all people who receive the death penalty are innocent, what would you think about your free land? 4%? Come on, that's not a very high percentage. Try telling that to families who are living day by day without their father, without their mother, without their brother or sister.
Tunisian women are proud of their identity and did not want to lose their civil rights and integrity. They believed in democracy and voted for the secular Democratic Party. A substantial numbers of voters were women of all ages, young students, moms, and elderly farmers. They believed that with their votes, they would change things and achieve their goal. What they did was very remarkable.
What happened next was I was kidnapped by 2 young men and 2 women. They told me I was lucky because they were not involved with drugs. They just did it for the money. They said if I had been caught by other criminals, I would be humiliated. I talked about my family, and they told me that had once had family and now had no one. I tried to negotiate my way out, saying that I wouldn't go to the police.
Suddenly, my husband, so thick-skinned and always plunged into his business, became more attentive to me. Little by little, he released me from some of my household chores. He began to do the laundry, pick up the garbage, put the garbage bins on the edge of the sidewalk on the scheduled days, and put them back. Now he washes the dishes and cleans our apartment. We do the shopping in turn. When I'm cooking dinner, my husband always helps me.
Wood has no future. It saved all the scratches at 23. I helped a woman sand her table down to the ground. I had it clean in a day, and then I set to the charcoal. I couldn't count my hairs in it. The surface has the tiny historic of the people who had eaten their vanished head.
My father died of lung cancer when I was 17 years old. After he passed away, I regretted that I had not talked with him much more. 5 years later, my mother got breast cancer. I didn't want to make the same mistake. I applied to my company for nursing care leave and stayed in the hospital room with my sister. We enjoyed sharing our precious memories. We promised that we would go on a trip when our mother got out there. The room became like our home, which was filled with laughter and love.
Some at school have told her that maybe it was the parents who brought the presents, not Santa Claus. It wasn't the first time that our daughter has shunned out, but now it was different. She demanded the truth.
This is one of the most important transitions in the lives of children, so we spend a lot of time answering her questions. She listened very carefully, and the expression of her face changed continuously. At first, she was a bit disappointed, then confused, then surprised, but finally, her face became proud and satisfied.
The porter started to assemble the object in front of us. It was rectangular and approximately 4 feet long. Judging by its size, it seemed to be something for our child Arpit. Arpit was so excited to see the action unfold in front of him that he told me, "Thank you, Mama," thinking I had bought a new toy for him. After the porter had left the room, I asked my husband what the mysterious object was. My husband explained that it was a crib.
The officer looked at me with a painful look, and he said, "I will accept you as a political refugee. We will give you some money to buy a bed to sleep, and the food to eat, water to drink, and clothes to wear. Are you happy now?" He stamped my passport and wished me good luck with a huge smile. Now I can see the light. Thank you.
I think learning also can come from a book or a story that we have read or heard about. In fact, a book can be a message for our real lives, and at the end of our reading, we can come to a conclusion that can be useful in our lives. Finally, a book can be a motivation to change what we believe. As Gandhi, the Indian leader, said, "You must be the change you wish to see the world."